August 28th, 1990. It's 3:28 in the afternoon in Plainfield, Illinois, and nobody sees it coming. There are no sirens or warnings on television, no alerts on anyone's radio. The weather forecast for the day had called for sunshine, but what is tearing through the southwestern suburbs of Chicago right now is an F5 tornado, the most violent category of storm on Earth, with winds exceeding 200 miles per hour. It is half a mile wide and has been on the ground for over an hour. Nobody in Plainfield even knows it exists because you simply can't see it.
I think we're going right in the middle of a fucking tornado, and we're too stupid to know.
And by the time anyone realizes what's happening, it's already over. To understand why, you have to look at what the atmosphere was quietly building over northern Illinois that afternoon. Temperatures climb into the low 90s. Dew points soar into the upper 70s. Tropical humidity in August in Illinois. A cold front pushes down from Canada, while an upper-level trough moves through the Great Lakes. None of this looks alarming on its own, but together, it's building something no one is expecting. By early afternoon, instability values exceed 8,000 joules per kilogram, among the highest ever recorded in the state. And the one radar that might have caught what was coming had been knocked offline by a lightning strike earlier that morning. The one system designed to see the invisible is already gone. Which means that for the people of Plainfield, there is no warning, no context, no reason to look up. Plainfield, Illinois is a small community about 35 miles southwest of downtown Chicago. In 1990, it is a quiet town of just over 4,500 people. It is not a place that thinks about tornadoes. Tornadoes happen in Tornado Alley, in Oklahoma, in Kansas, in the flat open plains. Not here, not in the Chicago suburbs, not in August. This assumption is not unreasonable. Violent tornadoes in Illinois in August are extraordinarily rare. In all of recorded history, going back to 1950, no tornado rated greater than F3 had ever occurred in Illinois during the month of August. The atmosphere over the Midwest in late summer simply does not behave the way it does in spring, when the jet stream dips far enough south to create the conditions that breed the most violent storms. By August, the jet stream has retreated north. The textbook tornado season is long over. But the atmosphere does not read textbooks. At the National Weather Service office in Chicago, the backup system is conventional radar. It cannot see inside a storm. It can only see the shape of one. And the shape it is showing, later identified as a textbook hook echo indicating a tornadic supercell, is not recognized by the forecasters on duty as the signature of an imminent, violent tornado. The storm is building. The warning system is blind. And in Plainfield, the football team is on the field, and nobody knows how bad this is about to get. The supercell that will produce the Plainfield tornado forms near Janesville, Wisconsin just after noon. It drifts southeast, dropping a weak tornado near Pecatonica, Illinois at 1:42 p.m. A brief, minor touchdown that barely registers. The storm continues southeast. What makes this supercell unusual, beyond its August timing, is its direction of movement. Nearly every violent tornado in the historical record travels from southwest to northeast, pushed along by the prevailing winds of the jet stream. The Plainfield storm moves from northwest to southeast. This means that instead of giving communities a chance to see it coming from the southwest, the direction everyone instinctively watches, it is approaching from behind, from the direction nobody is looking, which means for most people, the danger is already behind them. By 3 p.m., the storm is crossing into Will County. Instability values are now off the charts. A cold front collides with the superheated, moisture-laden air ahead of it. The result is explosive. At 3:15 p.m., a tornado touches down near Oswego in Kendall County. It is weak at first, F1, F2 damage across open farmland. Then it crosses into open cornfields west of Plainfield. That changes everything. A narrow, violent swath of ground scouring appears beneath the vortex. The mature corn crop is stripped completely from the soil, not just the stalks, but the roots. Nothing remains but bare, scoured earth. The tornado has become an F5 at full strength, and it is still completely invisible. No funnel, no outline, nothing to confirm what's there. The supercell is what meteorologists call a high precipitation storm, an HP supercell, one in which the circulation is entirely wrapped in rain. There is no funnel cloud visible from the outside, no dark wedge on the horizon, no warning shape in the sky. What people on the ground see, if they see anything at all, is a wall of dark cloud and rain moving toward them.
Kurt being fully suspended by only the air! I can't believe it! I think we're going right in the middle of a fucking tornado, and we're too stupid to know! Woo!
By the time they understand what they're looking at, it is already too late.
This is wild ass shit, boy.
At 3:23 p.m., the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning. Not a tornado warning, just a thunderstorm warning. It makes no mention of a tornado on the ground. It makes no mention of Plainfield. The tornado reaches Plainfield at 3:28 p.m., right on time. The tornado cuts through Plainfield in under 2 minutes. In that time, it carves a path of destruction that takes investigators days to fully survey. What happens here unfolds faster than anyone can react. The Wheatland Plains subdivision northwest of town is the first residential area hit. 12 homes are destroyed. Dozens more are severely damaged. One child is pulled from the debris, with injuries severe enough to require airlift to a hospital in Chicago. Then, the tornado crosses open farmland at full F5 intensity and reaches U.S. Route 30. 54-year-old Donald Stagner was traveling along US 30 with a 20-ton tractor trailer when the F5 tornado crossed the highway. The storm's winds, which exceeded 200 miles per hour, picked up the entire rig and carried it approximately half a mile into a nearby cornfield. Donald Stagner was found later in the debris, dead. 3 other motorists on the same road are killed as their vehicles are picked up and hurled from the pavement. The ground scouring here is so severe, the topsoil stripped clean down to the subsoil, that investigators use it as the primary basis for the F5 rating. At 3:30 p.m., the tornado strikes Plainfield High School. Coach Wayne DeSutter has 107 football players on the practice field when the sky begins to change. He does not understand what he is looking at. No one does. But something about the darkness to the northwest makes him act. He orders every player off the field and into the building. They run. They get inside with minutes to spare. They don't know what they're running from. As the tornado approached, the sky turned a bruised, midnight black color. He ran into the gymnasium where the girls' volleyball team was practicing and shouted for them to get to the locker rooms. He then herded both groups into the interior hallway. The gymnasium collapses seconds later, filling the gap in the doorway with rubble. The players are trapped in the hallway, buried in debris, but alive. When the tornado passes, that hallway is the only one left standing in the building. Everything else is gone. Science teacher Stephen Hunt, 41 years old, is not as fortunate. He is in his classroom when the tornado arrives. The wind picks up a semi-trailer from the parking lot and drives it through the wall of the building. Stephen Hunt is killed instantly. He is described by those who knew him as one of those teachers students never forget. 2 maintenance workers also lose their lives in the school. The tornado then demolishes the school district's administration building, killing the wife of a custodian who had come to meet her husband at work. It crosses Route 59 and slams into St. Mary Immaculate Church and School, killing 3 more people: the school principal, a music teacher, and the young son of the rectory cook. 55 homes in Plainfield are destroyed. A metal dumpster is found wrapped around the top of a partially debarked tree. The grocery store east of the high school is reduced to rubble. The tornado does not stop. It continues southeast into the subdivisions of Crest Hill, Peerless Estates, Lily Cachet, Crystal Lawns, Warwick, tearing through densely packed residential neighborhoods at F4 intensity. At the Crest Hill Lakes Apartments, 3 buildings collapse. 8 people are killed, several of them thrown from their apartments into open fields by the force of the wind. At 3:45 p.m., the tornado weakens and lifts over the western edge of Joliet. It has been on the ground for 30 minutes. It has traveled 16.4 miles. The tornado warning from the National Weather Service arrives 10 minutes later, 10 minutes after it's already over. By nightfall, 29 people are dead and 353 are injured. 470 homes are destroyed. Over 1,000 more are damaged. The estimated damage reaches $165 million. President George H.W. Bush and Illinois Governor James Thompson declare Plainfield, Crest Hill, and parts of Joliet federal and state disaster areas. In the days that follow, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration releases a disaster survey report that is unusually direct in its conclusions. The Chicago NWS office is faulted for poor forecasting, inadequate coordination with local storm spotters, and insufficient preparedness. The report identifies the disabled Doppler radar as a critical failure. It identifies the failure to recognize the Hooke echo signature as a systemic problem. It names this event as a case study in how not to handle a violent tornado threat. The meteorological community coins a term that is still used in forecasting offices across the United States today: the Plainfield syndrome. It describes the idea that it is better to issue too many tornado warnings and be wrong than to miss one critical warning and say nothing. Every forecaster trained after 1990 learns this principle. Every warning philosophy in the modern National Weather Service is shaped by it. The tornado also accelerates something that changes American weather forecasting forever. The NEXRAD Doppler radar network, a system of high-resolution radars capable of seeing inside storms, detecting rotation, and tracking tornadic circulation in real time, had been in development for years. After Plainfield, one of the earliest operational installations is placed near Chicago, specifically because of what happened on August 28th. By 1997, the network is fully deployed across the country. The warning times for violent tornadoes improve dramatically. Lives are saved. None of that helps Plainfield in 1990. Every year, on August 28th, at exactly 3:28 p.m., church bells ring in Plainfield, one bell for each of the 29 people who did not survive. The ceremony is held at the Tornado Plainfield Victim Memorial, erected in the years following the disaster. Hundreds gather, survivors come back, families of the victims return. The only F5 tornado ever recorded in August in the United States. The only violent tornado to hit the Chicago area in the modern era. 16 miles, 30 minutes. Not a single photograph, not a single frame of video. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw it at all. The bells make sure nobody forgets it happened, because the most dangerous storms are the ones you never see coming. If you made it this far, then this story stayed with you. These aren't just events from the past. These are real people, real moments, and real lives that changed in seconds. So if this video meant something to you, take a second to subscribe and leave a like. It genuinely helps these stories reach more people, and it allows this channel to keep telling them the way they deserve to be told. And if you can, share this with someone. Because stories like this shouldn't just be watched, they should be remembered. Stay alert, and I'll see you in the next one.